like that. I don't know. If you're still watching, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Just got done talking about some stuff. What do you think about that? Now we're going to go into the stocks. Everything that we got happening with the Reddit site, wallstreetbets, the trading platform, Robinhood, and Citadel, the hedge fund company that's got its hands in a little bit of everything. And it got caught with its hand in the cookie jar. And now they think the rules should change because it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. We're supposed to win. Now, I am not going to go into this. I'm not going to talk about what happened. If you want to go and look into what happened, I suggest 2 videos for you. One, Ben Shapiro. He explains it pretty well. Now, he talks pretty fast, so you might have to hit pause or slow it down to like half speed. But he explains it very well, and I think after you watch that, you will understand it better. 2, this is a surprising pick for me. You go over to Impulsive and watch episode 232. I am surprised by the conversation that these guys had. They even had the founder of the Reddit wallstreetbets on, and they go into pretty good detail on everything that happened. And you know what? It's given me a sense of confidence. And I'm going to go into why this has given me a sense of confidence. But first, I'm going to go into what this reminds me of. Everything that's going on right now basically reminds me of the scene in The Dark Knight, where Joker goes on to make this quote.
Look what I did to this city with a few drums of gas and a couple of bullets. You know what I noticed? Nobody panics when things go according to plan. Even if the plan is horrifying. If tomorrow I tell the press that like a gangbanger will get shot, or a truckload of soldiers will be blowing up, nobody panics. Because it's all part of the plan. But when I say that one little old mare will die, well then everyone loses their minds.
All right, so for those of you who get that reference, basically the Joker in this scenario is wallstreetbets, because they have done what the Joker did in The Dark Knight.
One of the great challenges.
Oh Jesus, that scared the shit out of me.
Knowing enough about a subject to think you're right.
That absolutely scared the shit out of me. So that reminds me, everything that's going on right now reminds me of that scene from The Dark Knight when the Joker is talking about how if everything is normal, even if it's a bad thing, it's okay. But as soon as one little mare gets threatened, everybody loses their minds. And it's just like this, where now that the big money in Wall Street is losing their money, there's a problem. There's something that needs to be done. And there is a site called The Hill. This is a left-leaning organization, only on YouTube, I believe. I like to go to them for what I think is the most non-biased information from the left. And Crystal Ball, she is going to talk about a billionaire crying about all this crap, and she makes a really good point. So take a look.
Billionaire hedge funder Leon Cooperman was very much in his feelings yesterday about the whole GameStop situation, and oh my God, these poors actually benefiting in the market. We can't possibly have that. He got asked a question about whether he should be taxed more and pay his fair share, and he did not appreciate that line of inquiry. Let's take a listen.
Of course not.
The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people.
You're attacking us. Take your $600 and shove it up your ass. You should be spending that on food, you selfish pricks.
And, I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull together.
Yeah.
Wealthy people are under attack, Sagar. It's so horrible.
This guy
How can
is the
we?
gift that keeps on giving. He's
Yeah.
the one who attacked. I think he was like crying about
Elizabeth, I
Warren.
actually have the quote here.
Okay.
So you recall, when I saw this, I was like, this
Yeah,
guy
like, I
rings
know
a
this guy.
bell.
Right.
I think he's got a little bit of a track record, but my brain doesn't work that good, so I had to look it up. He's the one who cried during the Democratic primary about Elizabeth Warren wanting to have a wealth tax. First of all, don't worry, Elizabeth Warren's no threat to you. But he said at that time, I don't need Elizabeth Warren telling me that I'm a deadbeat and that billionaires are deadbeats. The vilification of billionaires makes no sense to me. The world is a substantially better place because of Bill Gates, Michael Bloomberg, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Literally in
There's some
tears
truth to
over
that.
this. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine the gall when you have everything? You have everything at your beck and call. And the moment that anyone suggests, hey, maybe we should tilt the playing field, make it a tiny bit more fair, a little bit more, oh my God, the vilification and the class war here. It actually reminds me of the Obama era when, Obama was phenomenally cozy with
Of
Wall
course.
Street. They
Yeah.
funded his campaign. They loved him. He staffs up his administration with them. They pay no consequence for destroying the whole global economy and destroying wealth of, especially some of the people who are now involved in the Reddit thing. But anytime he would even say the slightest, mildest of criticism, it was like, oh my God, the class warfare, we can't have this.
That's exactly right. And look, here, you want to know about Leon's fair share? Leon Cooperman in 2017 had to settle a inside.
Oh, why did it do that? What is going on? What is going on? Hello? Can you guys still hear me? Am I still on? Am I still on? I think I'm still on. Usually it does that when it's about to go dead. I don't even know if I'm on. I think I am on. Alright. Alright, we're going back. We're going back. I'll just edit that out later.
Trading case where he paid, this is not a joke, $5 million in civil penalties. His current net worth is $3.2 billion. He admitted no wrongdoing.
$600, they're investing all their money.
Story here, but that's the reality of what we live in. Is this guy pays a $5 million fine for an alleged insider trading scheme that he has to go and settle with the SEC. And is that justice? I don't think so. And did he pay his fair share? I don't think so.
Do they ever? Do they ever? It's no surprise that they don't ever pay their fair share. They're playing a game, and they play it well. They play it damn good. They play it damn good. But you know what? This whole thing gives me hope. And here's why it gives me hope. This whole thing proves that the power is within the people. Not only in politics, but also in the financial market. In the stock market. We have a lot of ability to make change and to affect change. And so what I think about all of this that's going on right now, I believe that this is going to get more people involved in the stock market. The same way that Donald Trump got more people involved in politics. Now, whether you think it was good or bad that Trump got elected, okay? I guarantee you started paying more attention to politics. Now, it's extremely important for us to think for ourselves because, again, the media can be very manipulative. Now, everyone has been on the side of the people because this is I think everyone can jump on board with this because the people who are crying about what's going on right now with Robinhood and the Reddit site wallstreetbets, those are the people who are the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. They're used to getting their way. They're not used to people questioning them. And now they're crying for regulations. Now they are crying for regulations. So the reason that this has me inspired is because a lot more people are going to start paying attention to the financial market. And more people are going to start to invest, I think. I'm going to invest. I mean, I didn't really understand the market before a lot of this. But now that I dug into this a little more and watch Ben Shapiro, watch Impulsive, watch a couple other financial guys, we're going to have Bryce J. Vibes on for Finance Friday next week, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more. And we're going to talk about how you can get started investing. Because I want to get going. It's something I'm curious about. It's something I haven't really dug into. And it's because, one, I didn't trust what was going on. And two, I didn't know enough to get it going on. So I want you guys to be with me on that journey when I start investing. So next Friday, Bryce J. Vibes, he's going to be on. We're going to talk about everything that happened here, and then we're going to talk about basically, I'll dig into a little bit more of why I think more people are going to start investing. And if you're already invested, it's a great time to be in the market. I believe that when the norm is disrupted, people get involved. People get curious. And the norm has been disrupted when Donald Trump was elected president. Who saw that? Who saw that coming? And you know what it did? It got everyone way more interested. And now we have this. Basically, the game has been shooken up. It proves that there's power in the people. It proves that we, the people, can play the game that the billionaires are playing. And that gives me hope. But you know what kind of scares me? The fact that these people are probably going to be bailed out. The fact that the people who took this risk, the people who tried to short GameStop, are probably going to be bailed out. And that's what scares me. Because if it was a regular person and you lose all your money in the stock market, that's the risk you take. But when it's millionaires, billionaires, gajillionaires losing their money, there's a problem. And the person that President Trump the person that President Biden just instated as his, I think it's the financial cabinet head. I'm not exactly sure, but again, we're over at the Hill here.
Lots of Robinhood and GameStop.
They're going to talk about
yesterday,
Janet
but we have to
Yellen.
focus on the political angle here because, as always, there is a tale of corruption between people in power and then the people who make a lot of money on Wall Street. This one involves our Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen. So there was a lot of discussion yesterday around Robinhood's decision in order to shut down trading of GameStop stock, AMC stock, and a few others that were mentioned on the Wall Street Bets subreddit. Now, the White House press secretary, Jen Psaki, was
We're almost
asked
done. I'm
about
getting a
this
beer.
2 days ago. She said Janet Yellen is monitoring the situation. Oh, well, it turns out, and let's throw this up there on the screen, that Janet Yellen was actually paid $800,000 from Citadel, which is a hedge fund which has received, or which has paid a lot of funds, millions of dollars, to Robinhood. It's actually one of Robinhood's main customers. And if there's one thing, a good thing that I think can try and come out of this is I hope people take away, when Robinhood is free for you to use, you are not the customer, you are the user, the product that they sell to Wall Street.
Yes.
The way that this works is that they take your trading data, they sell it to the hedge funds, people like Citadel. Citadel gets to front run your trades and sell it back to you for microtransactions, which add up to hundreds of millions of dollars, aka screwing you.
It's a model of
and
exploitation, basically.
Essentially, it's stealing, but it's legal because they have more money than you and me, and they get to regulate the SEC in however they would want to. Now, this seems...
So, Robinhood, it would seem, was a good place to invest. Bryce J. Vibes and I are going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about some good places for you to invest.
a pretty obvious conflict of interest. In fact, so much of a conflict of interest that Kenneth Vogel over at the New York Times points out that Janet Yellen should, according to her ethics disclosure, not be allowed to even look at any matter concerning Citadel for a full year after the payment of that fee. But here's what the White House press secretary had to say when she was questioned on it.
You did mention, I believe, yesterday that the Treasury Secretary is monitoring the situation and she's kind of on top of it. There have been some kind of concerns about her previous engagements with Citadel and speaking fees that she has received from Citadel. Are there any plans to have her recuse herself from advising the president on GameStop and the whole Robinhood situation?
Well, just to be clear, what I said was that we have the Treasury Secretary is now confirmed. Obviously, we have a broad economic team. The SEC put out a statement yesterday that I referred to, but I don't think I have anything more for you on it, other than to say, separate from the GameStop issue, the Secretary of Treasury is one of the world-renowned experts on markets, on the economy. It shouldn't be a surprise to anyone she was paid to give her perspective and advice before she came into office.
So if you heard that right, before Secretary of Finance Janet Yellen was brought into office, she went and did a speech at Citadel, this hedge fund, and she was given $800,000. Okay? What's free in this world? Nothing's free. Okay? So she was given $800,000, not because she's this expert, but because she was a pick to be in a position that could help a lot of people who are fucked. On we go.
Yeah, shouldn't be surprised that a hedge fund pays $800,000 to the former Federal Reserve Chairman so in order to advise a hedge fund who all they do is leech value off of you and me in the marketplace. That's their entire function. That's what I want people to understand here. And yeah, so look, does Janet Yellen have a stake here in Robinhood? No, probably not. But it's just a prop. It's just another example of people in power who have links to the people at the top and dramatically undermines public confidence in our regulators and in our system, and specifically because of this. Did she really need the $800,000 from that speech? I don't think so. I just don't.
There's also this concept of being a public servant.
Yes.
Which these people seem to think means that they're entitled to cash in to the tune of millions and millions of dollars off of their quote unquote service. Mm-hmm. There's so much to say about this. First of all, that response just makes me want to scream. Oh, yeah. She's an expert and she deserves it, so don't worry about it. It also harkens back to when Psaki was first asked about the whole GameStop issue. Her response was, first of all, I'll remind you we have the first female Treasury Secretary.
That's right.
And by the way, I have no comment. How is that relevant? Yeah. And that's exactly, and I'm sorry, okay, congratulations, that's great, representation, yay for everybody. That's exactly what she's doing here too. That's the subtext is wow, she's a powerful, expert woman, and so we can't question this money that is very strong. Hillary Clinton, Goldman Sachs speeches, 2015, 2016 vibes of this is what everybody does, and how dare you even come in and question it. This is a mess, and let's look into it, and she needs to recuse herself according to the ethics agreement that she herself signed.
You know what I think? These people are sweating. These people are fucking sweating. It's getting hot up in the sweatshop, and it's not getting hot for all the workers. It's getting hot up in the office because, man, this gives me hope. This gives me hope for the pores, the way that she had put it. I love the way that she put it. The pores. The pores are fucking coming. And it feels so good because hope is a very important thing. And I hope that this gives you hope. Because it gives me a lot of hope. I believe in investing and the power of the stock market now, because it seems like a level playing field now. I'd strongly recommend, if you're one of the poors, you go and follow that Reddit site, wallstreetbets. They were on top of this shit. I mean, Ben Shapiro, when he explains all this stuff, he talks about it like it's a prank. And good for these guys. It's what big hedge funds have been doing. They got played. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And if you're going to try and change the game, I would say play a different game and get the fuck out of here. That was our episode 7 days later today with Jason Wolf. Thank you for watching. It was a late night episode. It's probably 10 o'clock in the Eastern time. See ya.